He played a lot of different sports. Played soccer up until high school, which would have been, what, 15, 14? Mm-hmm. Played soccer on elite travel teams.
Always passionate.
Always passionate about it. He played baseball. Pretty good baseball player, pitcher. He played 1 year football. He was a punter, kicker for the team. And then he went into golf, and he was on the golf team. I coached him in high school. And I coached him in travel, AAU basketball. Figured basketball might be, and if he'll go as far as basketball, allow him as far as he, how hard he works or how far his skill level will take him. Figured basketball. He ended up.
It was always the main focus.
Main focus, basketball. It seems like Jason hit a part where it started to change to something else. Obviously, now it's AFL is trying to, excel at this endeavor, but yeah, it was always basketball. I would say at not any point I would think he would have been a legitimate draft prospect. I think he would have had the opportunities to play in Europe, and possibly get into some camp, and maybe if he did well, try to make the developmental league, the NBA developmental league or something like that. But in his junior year, he had a knee injury, which set him back. And a year. He had to have surgery, so he sat out a year. And right in the beginning of his senior year, he got mononucleosis, and you have to not do any active activities because that can be dangerous for your health. And that kind of ate away his senior year season, so he didn't really have the numbers for his senior year. So he was kind of out on the island of, if I'm going to continue to play a sport, I don't know if basketball is going to be the sport. And then came along this email with interest of the AFL and the Combine in Los Angeles. And I said, well, you really don't have much going at the moment. Check it out and see what happens. When he called me and asked me about this email, should he pursue it? And he told me it was the AFL, it was Australian Rules Football. My first reaction, I laughed. And I asked him, do you know anything about this sport? Because I have seen it being played before, so I knew of the sport. And I said, it's a tough sport. You got to be pretty tough. And he said he was tough, so I just left it at there. I wasn't going to argue with him on that.
I'd never heard of it. Kevin had, but I'd never heard of it, so it seemed a little too good to be true. But then when they offered to fly him out to LA, that gave it some legitimacy. So we thought, okay, go ahead and try it. And then we learned more about it and saw that it actually might be a possibility. He did well in the Combine. And then at the time that he was being brought out again, early in the June time frame for the teams to see him, that was when our oldest son got married. So he was the best man, and he was going to miss the wedding in order to pursue this opportunity. And, that was a hard decision for him to make. So he came out here, and he was really happy that he did it. It really worked out well.
Being here, Jason talks about the game. He's talking about what he needs to do better, what the coaches has talked to him about. And I think Jason has his heart in this. He doesn't see it as a novelty. He thinks it as a competition. He wants to earn it. He doesn't want it to be given to him. He's never been one that wants to take something for granted and not appreciate it. He's going to work hard at it. If he fails at it, he's not going to be happy about it. That's going to hurt him, But at the same time, it'll be a big reward because he's going to work hard at it, and he's going to work, and he's going to feel if he earned it, that he worked hard to earn it. That's Jason.
This has come at a cost for him. Like I said, not attending the wedding or even giving up basketball. I was a little concerned about how he would feel about giving up a sport that he really loved, but he seems to be succeeding at it. He's very happy, and if it doesn't work out, it was just in a sense, a moment in time for him.
I could not tell you, at no point, there's not an ounce, there's not a percentage that can tell you that he would be in this position at this point in this life. What is it, 9,000 miles almost away from home? I never would have thought that he would be, and trying out a new sport, something that he's never played before. And he's focused. You know, that comes within himself, and it takes some discipline and work ethic, and the ability to listen and be coached. And here he is, you know, after playing baseball and basketball and football, he's playing footy. I think he'll make it.
I think he's a natural athlete. I think he's smart and determined, and yeah, I think he will.